Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo.
Panginoon Diyos, maraming salamat po sa pagkakataong ibinigay ninyo sa aming lahat upang makapag-aral sa gitna ng pandemya. Salamat po sa pagbibigay ninyo sa amin ng mga taong matyagang hinuhubog ang aming isipan sa araw-araw. Gabayan ninyo po kami upang maunawaan ang mga aral na ibinibigay sa amin ng aming tagapagturo. Bigyan ninyo po kami ng talas ng isip upang matalos ang mga bagay na kailangan naming malaman. Gabayan naman po ninyo ang aming guro upang maibigay niya ng lubusan ang mga paliwanag na aming kakailanganin. Sa harap po ninyo at sa inyong bugtong na anak, inaalay po namin ang araw na ito. Amen.
Magandang buhay sa lahat na ating tagapakinig sa ika-12 baitang. Ito ang Teleradyo Marcelo, ang telealalan ng Del Pilarian. Ako ang inyong lingkod, Ginang Normita R. Javier, mula sa Marcelo H. Del Pilar National High School. Handa na ba ang lahat? Siguraduhin na isagawa na ang inyong iba't ibang gawain dahil sa isang sandali lamang ay magsisimula na ang ating talakayan. Mag-inat-inat na kayo dahil heto na ang inyong panibagong araw ng pagkatuto. Magandang araw sa ating masisipag na binata at dalaga. Narito na si Ginang Maria Rueda para samahan tayo sa landas ng pagkatuto sa asignaturang Entrepreneurship.
Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo.
We are delighted to have you here at Teleradyo Marcelo on our segment, Usapang Business. I'm Ma'am Maria Rueda, your business partner in Entrepreneurship, an applied subject under the area of ABM, Math, and Research Group. Kamusta? What's new? How are you coping up with the new normal in our education? I hope that everybody is safe and happy despite the situation we are going through. For our pilot episode of Usapang Business, we will talk about the different financial statements, its parts, in doing the 4th chapter of our business plan. Del Pilarians, are you ready to learn and discover the importance of the different financial statements? Okay, our dear entrepreneurs, welcome to Usapang Business on Teleradio Marcelo. We are all exposed and familiar with the word financial. Let us ask some of our student viewers what comes to their mind when they hear the word financial. All right, let's try. I would like to say hi to all of our students, especially to all of the ABM students of grade 12. Hi, dear students. And of course, to my UMS C. Hello. All right, so we're checking for your answers and responses. Also would like to acknowledge STEM D and STEM F, and of course, the rest of the grade 12 body. Sir, it is delayed. All right. So when we hear the word financial, again, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Key in your answers. We're waiting for them. Again, we'd like to request for your responses. I haven't seen any response on my phone right now. Yes. Yes, of course, some of the answers are money. Yes. When we say financial, of course, the first thing that comes to our mind is the word money. And to start our session this afternoon, let us have first a review on our previous topics to introduce our lesson for today in Usapang Business. All right, so you can see my PowerPoint. Our first question, I will repeat the question twice so you can have the time to key in your responses. So, what comprises the first chapter of the business plan? Again, what comprises the first chapter of the business plan? Key in your responses. Sir, I can't see responses po sa phone ko. Sir, can you connect me na lang po sa net? Ay, wala. Ay, opo. Wala kasing lumalabas dito, sir, na responses. All right, so we can see responses, and most of your responses are correct. Management aspect. So the management aspect is the first part or the chapter one of our business plan, and that is very correct. Now let's move on to our next question. What are the parts of the management aspect of the business plan? Again, what are the parts of the management aspect of the business plan? So again, I will see your answers online. I'm waiting. All right, thank you for your response, Maika Katindig. You said mission, vision, objectives, what analysis? What else? The business logo. Thank you, Zarina. Of course, from John Edward Mancilia, business description. All right, thank you, ABM students, for replying. And your answers are very correct. So again, let's have a recap of your answers. You said the firm's vision, mission, goals, and objectives, the business name, description or the business description, SWOT analysis, organizational structure, job analysis, and the business policies. Okay, that's very correct. So let's go on to our next question. What comes after the management aspect? Again, what comes after the management aspect? All right? I can see some answers are still being keyed in. All right, thank you, Art Limuel Fontaneres. Marketing aspect. That is the correct answer. Okay, and of course, what are the parts of the marketing aspect? That's our next question. What are the parts of the marketing aspect? Can you tell me? Still marketing aspects. So parts, tell me the parts. All right, again from ABM-A, we have product picture description. What else? The logo, what else? All right, target market description, very good. Erwin Manalad. Yes, of course. And then what else do we have? The distribution strategy and the results of the survey results. And of course, the promotional strategies. Very good. Indeed, those are the parts that are included in our marketing aspect. For the final question, what is the third part of the business plan? What is the third part of the business plan? Yes, we have Bianca said SRP computation. That is the part of the first answer or the first question. Okay, thank you, Mary Grace Cruz. Technical and legal aspect are included in that part or the third part of our business plan. Good job. And it seems like you are now ready to explore the fourth and last chapter of the business plan. Thank you for your responses, dear students. Let's now move on. 2020 is a difficult year for most businesses all over the world. As a result of COVID-19 pandemic, that resulted to the imposition of different quarantine protocols. But let me show you a slide that signals that we have already reached the rock bottom and that there is a sign that we are back on track to recovery. Could you see the slide? And can you tell me what's the slide all about? All right, tell me, what do you see on the slide now? Read first and then answer. All right, I can still see answers regarding the first question. Again, thank you for your responses. Okay, can you see the slide now? Okay, thank you, Shanli Centeno, for answering profitability of Jollibee in quarter 4 of 2020. Okay, that is right. So, can you tell me what's your idea? What have you been reading? Or what else can you see? What's on the first paragraph? Yes, profitability of Jollibee. Can you read the first paragraph and tell me what you see? Yes, it is the profitability returns of Jollibee. It states on the fourth quarter of 2020, Jollibee Foods Corporation have recorded a profit ending in 3 quarters of financial losses in 2020. Okay, that is correct. And of course, it's about the comeback of the Jollibee after the loss. Very good. And that's on the second paragraph. All right. Now, that was a very detailed observation given by our viewers and listeners. Now that we have observed that that's what on the article is, now let us think, what is it related or why is it related to our topic today on Usapang Business? All right, thank you, Marian Claire Buendia. Improved cash flow amid a prolonged pandemic. Okay, that is correct. and that the company is having a periodic report on their financial situations. So, is there anything else that you would like to add? I'm waiting for your replies. What else can you say? Do you want to add something else? All right. So it is about the company compared to their data to the past data for references. Okay. So the company is using their financial data for reference and coming up with strategic plans for the benefit of the organization. I think that we're done with our review and you are ready to discuss with me our main topic for today on Usapang Business. We will start our lesson by stating the reasons why do we need to keep a business record. The first one is monitor the progress of your business. The first reason to keep a business record is to properly monitor the development of the business. It will also help track some questions and problems about the status of the business and find solutions to address it. Okay, the second reason is keeping a business record. It is for you to prepare our financial statements. We cannot make any financial statement if we do not record our business transactions. Next, we have identify sources of your income. By keeping our business record, we could track down where our income is coming from. If we can identify the source of our income, we can study how to further increase our income in the future. Next, we have by recording our business transaction, it can help track the deductible expenses of the firm. In doing that, we can keep trace whether the firm is overspending on some items or not. And of course, your teachers ask you to monitor your expenses and income on your past activity. And that is why we ask you to do that for recording your financial statement. Okay. And to keep track of your basis and property, the firm will accumulate assets throughout its lifetime. Keeping track of its property will be easier if the firm will have a record of its business transactions. Next, prepare your tax returns. As legally registered business entity, paying taxes is a responsibility of the firm. We cannot properly pay our taxes if we do not have a record of our business transactions. Finally, support items reported on your tax returns. If we do not have proper record of business transactions, we do not have anything to support our tax returns. They serve as valid proofs of anything that we declare on our tax payments. The fourth and last chapter of the business plan is the financial aspect. It is about coming up with the accurate reporting of the different cash inflows and outflows of all business transactions of the firm. These financial reports are called financial statements. Financial statements are the means by which the information accumulated in the process by financial accounting is communicated to the users on a periodic basis. Financial statements are the end product of the financial accounting process. Reviewing that meaning, the first idea is financial information is an accumulation of information that had gone through financial accounting processes. Now, when we say that financial statements are communicated periodically to users, periodically means monthly, quarterly, or annually. Now, when we say that financial statements are the end product of the financial accounting processes, it means that financial statements are the terminal or final report of the entire financial accounting process for a specific period of time. Again, that would be quarterly, monthly, or annually. To summarize, we can say that financial statements, or FS, are an accumulated information, gone through financial accounting processes, periodically accumulated to users, terminal or final report of the financial accounting process. Now, let us discuss the different financial statements. And these are the following: Statement of Financial Position, Statement of Comprehensive Income, Statement of Changes in Equity, Statement of Cash Flows, and notes to the financial statements. The statement of financial position, often called the balance sheet, is a financial statement that reports the assets, the liabilities, and equity of a company on a given date. You can think of this like a snapshot of what the company looked like at a certain time in history. Again, there are three main components of the statement of financial position. The first one, the asset, including the things or resources that your company owns, that were acquired in a transaction, and have a future value that can be measured. Assets also include some costs that are prepaid or deferred and will become expenses as the costs are used up over the time. Examples of assets include cash, land, building, equipment, accounts receivables. Now let's discuss liabilities. Liabilities are obligations of the company. They are amounts owed to creditors for the past transaction, and they are usually have the word payable in the title. Examples include accounts payable and notes payable. Moving on to owner's equity. It represents the owner's investment in the business minus the owner's draw or withdrawals from the business plus the net income or minus the net loss since the business has begun. The next kind of FS is the statement of comprehensive income. The statement of comprehensive income covers the same period as the income statement and consists of two major sections. The first one, net income or net earnings from the company's income statement, which is a list of revenues and expenses of the firm in a certain period, usually again a month, a quarter, or a year. Other comprehensive income, which includes of positive and or negative amounts of foreign currency translation and hedges, and a few other items. This item includes the portfolio of investment of the firm to use extra cash of the firm or to spread the risk of doing business. And the third financial statement is the statement of changes in equity. The statement of changes in equity is a reconciliation of the beginning and ending balances of company's equity during a reporting period. It is not considered an essential part of the month of financial statements, so the most likely of the financial statements is not to be issued. However, it is common part of the annual financial statements. The statement starts with the beginning equity balance and then ends or adds and subtracts such items as profits and dividend payments to arrive at the ending balance. The general calculation structure of the statement is as follows. Beginning equity plus net income minus dividends plus or minus other changes is equal to ending equity. So as stated, the statement of changes and equity is naturally done annually and not by month because most of the dividends are declared annually. Remember that. It is only done annually. Furthermore, the ownership of the stock or the company's equity is also done on a yearly basis. Alright, the next financial statement is the statement of the cash flows. Because the income statement is prepared under the accrual basis of accounting, the revenues reported may not have been collected or turned into cash. Similarly, the expenses reported on the income statement might not have been paid. A person could review the balance sheet changes to determine the facts, but the cash flow statement already has integrated all that information. As a result, savvy business people and investors recognize the SCF as an important financial statement. The statement of cash flow presents the cash inflows and outflows of the firm, according to when it is realized, not when it is posted on accounting books. For example, the receivables have been collected and become cash, thus the term cash flow. The last of the financial statement is the note to the financial statements, also referred as the footnotes. These provide additional information pertaining to a company's operations and financial position that are considered an integral part of the financial statements. The notes are required by all to full disclosure principle. footnotes are not only found in research, but also in financial statements. These notes are detailed assumptions made by accountants when preparing the other financial statements. Now, after knowing the different financial statements and their purposes, it is vital for us to know who are the users of these financial statements. Are you ready to know them? Okay, the first we have our investors. Next, our employees, lenders or creditors, suppliers and other trade creditors, our customers, government and their agencies, and of course, the public. While several of these users of our financial information have been mentioned, the financial statements are prepared primarily for whom? Can you guess? Of course, for our investors and creditors. These are the group of people who are directly affected by the financial transactions of a given firm. The financial statement will then be their basis for investors in making their financial decisions, whether they will invest or divest from a firm, while a creditor can decide whether to approve or reject the application of loan assistance based on the financial statement. The financial statement measures the performance of the firm within the year or compare it against its previous performance. So, when we say performance or profitability, it refers to whether a company is able to generate profits or incur a loss during a particular accounting period. Information about the performance is primarily provided in Statement of Comprehensive Income. The income statement is a useful tool for evaluating management stewardship of the resources of the enterprise. It is also useful in assessing inflows and outflows of our cash. And I hope you have understood all the topic that we have covered for today. We will now have our activity. Sharpen your mind and comment on your answers on our page. We will be posting several transactions and you will identify if it is a cash inflow or a cash outflow. Again, if it is a cash inflow or a cash outflow. Are you ready, guys? All right, let us try. Can you see the first transaction? All right. So the first one is, again, I will read the transaction and then I will give you a 5-second time to think of your answer or key in your responses, and after 10 seconds, I will reveal the answer. Okay? The first one is cash payment for merchandise. Cash payment for merchandise. All right, I can see answers. Thank you for your answers, ABM students, and also our STEM students, and the rest of UMS, TVL, and of course, our arts and design. So, the first is the correct answer. It will be revealed. It is a cash outflow. The next one we have, thank you for your responses again, purchase of equipment. Purchase of equipment. All right, so what is your answer for purchase of equipment? I can see responses, and it says here, cash outflow. So we have our UMC students also responding. All right, cash outflow is correct. The next one, or the next transaction that we have is personal funds invested. Personal funds invested. Key in your answers. Is it a cash outflow or cash inflow? All right, so we are with our third word, that is personal funds invested. All right, so For question number 3, Erica Harry got it correct. Cash inflow. Her answer is cash inflow, and that is the correct answer. Our fourth question, our fourth transaction, payment of salaries and wages. Payment of salaries and wages. What is your answer to that question? All right, Bianca Lacson got it correct. She said cash outflow. That is correct. Okay, for our next transaction, payment of taxes. Payment of taxes. Okay, for question number 4, that is payment of taxes. And Glance Cruz got it correct. He said cash outflow. Cash outflow is correct. Next question, or next transaction, we have proceeds from issue of shares. Proceeds from issue of shares. Is it a cash inflow or cash outflow? All right. Can you key in your answers? I can still see outflow. The correct answer for proceeds from issue of shares is cash inflow. All right. The next transaction, we have personal funds invested. Personal funds invested. Okay, key in your answers for personal funds invested. Okay, Nina Lorelia got it correct. She said cash inflow. The next transaction that we have, payment of salaries and wages. It was given a while ago, sorry. Again, the last one is cash sales. Cash sales. Is it inflow or outflow? Cash sales. All right. Alessandra Bautista said cash inflow. That is correct. Okay, I think that was fun for all of you. You have been responding unendingly to our online. Now, we are ready to send a set of questions to your respective Google Classroom for you to answer them. It is now time for a quiz. Okay, so I hope you will log into your Google Classrooms and you will answer all the questions on your quizzes. Good luck! And we will update you on your turnabout of the quiz on our next session. And that wraps up the pilot episode of Usapang Business, and I hope you learned a lot today. And see you next week for another exciting episode of Usapang Business. As a parting message, I will read a quotation from Sir Winston Churchill. It says here, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Once again, I'm Ma'am Maria Rueda, your business partner, signing off. Thank you and God bless. Goodbye!
Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kaakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo.
Salamat, Ginang Maria Rueda. Isa na namang araw ang makabuluhang talakayan ang natapos. Ito ang Teleradyo Marcelo, ang telealaran ng Del Pilarian. Makinig muli sa susunod para sa panibagong pagkatuto mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa ganap na 11 ng umaga. Muli, ito ang Teleradyo Marcelo, ang telealaran ng Del Pilarian. Maraming salamat. Hanggang sa muli.
Makinig, manood na sa teleradyo. Makinig, manood na sa teleradyo. Teleradyo.